Peekaboo, I see you looking at me, looking at you. Hold up, where you going? What you doing? Who you seeing? What you need? What you want? I said, without you by my side, my side, my side. Without you by my side. One time from side to side. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. One time from side to side.
Welcome back, everyone, to the NA Challengers League Open Qualifiers and BRE versus NLE. I am Sater, joined by Crims, and sorry for the bags under my eyes. I'm a very tired boy, but Crims, you're full of energy. You can bring us into this one. What are you expecting straight out the gate?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people have made their opinions on this matchup here, and it seems pretty much standard across the board. Everyone's saying BlackRock Esports are going to be the ones taking it. And I think for obvious reasons, if you just look at previous performance as well as the players, just roll for roll, it's an uphill battle for Next Level Esports. Cuz didn't have a particularly good last game. Honori is a very strong jungler. Honori B in the bot side, very aggressive AD carry, and it. I'm not sure it's 100% confirmed. Waiting for production on this one, but idle in the bot side as well, being subbed in. I think that the strongest performance from Next Level Esports was Azala in that mid lane, specifically the Ari game. But one person can't hold up an entire team. At least I don't think it's going to be possible for Azala, especially for this game.
Yeah, it is a very tough one to be able to say yes. He would be able to solo carry this one, especially at the level that we're at. It's not as easy if we were talking about maybe some of the lower leagues. Yes, but not here. It is a real team effort. And I do think we have to talk about some other weak points, because I think you were talking about Diesel previously, saying that didn't have the greatest of showings in their previous game. So is that top side maybe something we could look forward to some sort of breakthrough here for Fiji?
Well, I still think that for the last game wasn't exactly Diesel's fault, but yeah, it was pretty rough up in that top side versus Lunatia, was getting solo killed. I don't put any blame for the Aatrox Vayne game. Honestly, that's just the picks. Not much you can do there. I'm sure you agree, Sater. But the Olaf Sedge game, while you expect the Sejuani to lose, I don't off the top of my head, like 0-5 up in the top lane versus the Olaf or something like that. It was absolutely decimation. Kind of says to me, losing their cool just a little bit, or the worst interpretation would be doesn't know how to play a losing lane. I'm just gonna go with kind of was mental boom up in that top side, especially after the Vayne game. I mean, imagine laning into Vayne as Aatrox for however long that was. So
Yeah.
Could they go up there on that top side? Definitely a possibility, but I don't think anything Inori can't cover as well. And it's not like Diesel is a weak laner. Just, Lunatia got the number up there on the top side.
Yeah, that's another thing. Sometimes you do just get the better kind of style coming straight out the gate, that you do have a little bit more there, but it is still a little bit worrying that they did get so heavily dominated towards that top side. But we'll have to keep an eye on it. The demoralization could be a key factor here. But as you said, yeah, that top side, Diesel and Fiji, that'll be one for me to watch personally. Inori and Inori B, you've already shouted out here, and Azala could be someone that could take it over. How about these supports? Yoru versus a B. I think Yoru from Valorant could definitely kill a B.
Okay.
But if it's an interdimensional B, that could be different.
Abe, I'm still going to give it to the bot side of BlackRock Esports. Look, we could talk about supports individually, but it is a 2v2 bot lane as well. They play it aggressive. They've dominated a lot of other bot lanes in the tournament. Yes, they did mess up versus Gravity, but that was a winning situation that they were in. They did mis-execute, but something that I think will happen in today's game as well. This is kind of... it's hard to pick anywhere to go, Sater, because it looks like roll for roll, it is just another tier up for BlackRock Esports.
Yeah, it is. It does look. It looks slightly that way. I still think there's a little bit of worry in me that the likes of these lower bracket runs, there's a lot of morale in kind of involved in how the team does. Like we saw. Well, like this is the game that I always talk about.
I got an angle. I got an angle.
Okay.
If BlackRock Esports picks something aggressive again, maybe something like a Draven lane, they think it's going to be easy stomp. They just pick Draven, Caitlyn, something like that. A little BM, but not too much. It's still realistic, especially for an B to be playing these champions. And then we get Cuz with a very fortuitous timed gank in the bot side. That's a potential angle. I think Idol did pretty good in the last game overall from what I expected. So it could be a potential. Down in that bot side with jungle attention, you're up against an RB, so that could be the game plan as well for Next Level Esports.
It could be. There's still a lot to dissect when it comes to those matchups, though, and I think the thing that I'm kind of more focusing towards in terms of how I see a win for them is there a possibility that Cuz and Azula just work together to get that one lane ahead and use that to focus down objectives. We've seen a lot of heavy objective play come through from some of these teams. Is that an angle that we could see open up for them, or is that going to get pulled apart really early by just Inori knowing what they're trying to do?
Yeah, I think so. If you watch Cuz's last game, it's hard to tell what the game plan was, if they were going to be going for those objectives. Do I think that they should do that? Do I think that's the style that they can go with? I think that is a pretty good idea. I think standard League of Legends is, maybe it's hard to say. Maybe you don't go with the standard League of Legends play. You do something a bit new. Counter pick on that top side for Fiji, go play to top side, just completely flip to the other side of the map might be the answer. And then try to find angle that way. And then keep that snowball type game going instead of going for the more slower paced kind of League of Legends. And we've seen the higher tiered teams, the higher seeded teams have a higher level of macro. And maybe that's something you don't want to be jousting with and giving them a chance to come back and win a game.
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe that macro sense is something we do have to keep an eye on. And Ori, obviously, with the wealth of experience sitting there, should be able to call the correct ones at all times. But there is always that worry in the back of my head that they might mess up something small, and NLE might find just enough of an inch that they could take a lot from somewhere on the map. But it is an uphill battle, and we can only go over it so much. So we're going to be jumping into the draft very, very soon. So please bear with us. We will get there. Obviously, using Tournament Realm does come with issues, and some things will take a little bit longer as these players, not all of them might be used to the Tournament Realm as well. And I think the other thing that we're not talking about enough, Crims, the big overlying one is Fearless.
Oh, the Fearless pool is, it is a best of 3, so it's a bit mitigated compared to a BO5, but it's still there. You only get, if you get your Prio champion, you only get it once, and that is the one chance you have to win on it. Something that's a factor throughout. I think Inori's pool is pretty wide. So far, in the last matches, has only played 3. This is their match versus Gravity, so it's their last 3 champions, and we could see Diesel with the low KDA those last 2 games plus the Vayne game. Pretty brutal, but Nori doing very good overall, plays both styles, plays the standard junglers, plays those AP, the brand, looking good. So, and then, we kind of ignored Menace throughout this whole conversation here. I didn't like the Casio, but the Orianna game looked the best that they did as well, and we could talk about Nori B. Very famous for the Draven. Unfortunate that it went that way in that last game there, Sater. But overall, the picks look good. I think that for the side of BlackRock Esports, they have enough in their pool to navigate.
Yeah, and that headband's still on Inori's head. It's been, I don't know, 6 years, 7 years, still rocking the headband. I remember there was a lot of Reddit threads about that before, but yeah, looking
hey man, if you're not sweating, are you trying out here?
maybe so, but we are going to jump over to NACL Esports with Fiji because Azila or Azula?
I think it's Azula.
Azula. We'll have to double check that at some stage if we do see NLE get through to the next stages, but Idol and Yoru as well. And yeah, I see that there's not a lot of champions played here, but look, it's the CS per minute. Idol looks very comfortable down there. Same with the mid lane. Cuz does seem a little bit backtracked and maybe more ganked focused. But I honestly think Fiji's the one to look out for. I think there might be something in that top lane for next level.
I think Fiji is, if you look at these picks, more than neutralizing player, at least in their last game versus Lotus, which is honestly, probably do want to be neutralizing some of those players here because the Lee Sin game went particularly not well. So most of these stats here that are holding them up are their first game, which is their significantly better game. They were hanging in there. They did a lot better. Idol on the Ziggs, I think, is a great pick as well. Something that can prevent Inori B from snowballing, taking over the lane. Can't aggressively play against the other AD carry if they kill the wave. So picks like that, the Gragas, the Udyr, that stuff that I think is particularly smart. And Azula in the mid lane, the Ahri looked pretty good in that very, very depressing game and was pretty solid in the Ori overall. I think the bot lane here, neutralization, bot and top, and play through mid lane. I think that is also a good idea. Azula looked the best in the last game.
Yes, we do look at their bracket here. I guess we have a small touch here on Polestar versus Gravity. I think we all expect Polestar to take that 1-2-0 as one of the strongest teams leading into this one. And that'll be pretty much Gravity in that lower seed against whoever's left from this one. So how do you feel they go into this one? Do you think Gravity will lose in that lower bracket if it is the reverse matchup of BlackRock, or will Next Level be able to take down Gravity if they go through? Is there anything there that you think is speaking to you?
So I do think Gravity caught BlackRock Esports off guard a little bit, just a little bit, with that Zeri game that Zev played. It looked pretty interesting overall how it went, and they ended up finding a win in that game. And then the third game was just a misexecution. So in my mind, BlackRock Esports could easily have won that game if they play that Tower Dive situation better. And I expect it to be a close series again, Sater, if they do meet up. And I think maybe BlackRock Esports will actually come back and get revenge.
I like the sound of revenge. I always like the sound of revenge. BlackRock, one of the teams that I was very, very excited for going into this one. I had a lot of respect for Inori and really thought they could be a big difference maker going into this and qualifying into that next stage. But yeah, it just hasn't seemed to land the way they wanted to right now, and they have a tough road ahead of them regardless. But as we're getting closer and closer into this, what are you expecting to see with the new AD kind of mid lane meta appearing? Are you expecting to see, now I've seen a lot of this, I'm not sure about you, are you expecting to see Varus Tristana in that mid lane?
Oh, I haven't seen the Varus Tristana in the mid lane, to be honest. I've seen the newest pick on the block for me here is the Lucian. And, I find it more of like a tier 2, tier 3 level pick instead of the Prio Tristana Corki. Because those champions just do so much better in that 1v1 than a Lucian. But people have been deciding that that's the next AD up, even before something like the Jace. As we're finally getting our way onto the draft here. And, this is where I want to see something new from Next Level Esports. I want to see them do something with the scrims that they've applied. Zyra, Maokai. Look, maybe these are the champions you play. But are these champions that are dominating the meta right now? Yes. So I want to see them picked up or banned.
I wouldn't even mind seeing a Thalia come out early at this stage in the Skarner. Just the M2 pick's just absolutely beautiful for me. I think they do so much in terms of control. And I do like my control because it just says one person just goes, all right, we're doing this, and then they send it immediately. But the Viego being taken away, I've had a lot of success on Viego on the last one. I am auto-filled up there. It's very easy to just play every champion and then suddenly go, oh, this champion plays every champion. Wonderful. But Lee Sin being taken away as well as interesting. Jinx, Triss, Skarner, Lee, Viego, Thresh. I'm seeing a very scale-heavy comp coming out from one of these sides with these bans.
Yeah, I think Next Level are trying to remove that scalability. Corki is going to be skipped up for the Ezreal here. This is doubles as a flex. Something that you can do if they go for the Ziggs on the side of Idol here. So they're going to go with the more stronger lane-focused Varus. I'm not particularly convinced this is going to be a flex mid lane here, Sater, but tell me about the mid lane Varus.
Mid lane Varus is just another version of Corki. It's all it really is. It's just a version of Corki that has a better amount of CC. It can better aid your team, and it just has a better time overall in the lane. I think Corki does have that extra dash that does help him get in and out, but it's the damage a Varus can do in the later stages is actually really, really high with that lethality build. So if it is going to be that double AD mid lane, if it even is Ezreal and Varus going into those mid lanes, we've seen Debonair do that previously, which it is going to be because it's going to be Nautilus Senna in the bot side. Varus going into the Ezreal lane, Ezreal will have a really, really tough time because the poke is actually stronger from the Varus in those early stages as long as he can get that triple auto blight stack off, because it will half health anything nearly. But on the other side, Gragas top, the anti-fun top laner. I like to call those kind of champions anti-fun because you don't get to play the way you ever want to play because they go no. Same with Garen running into a bush and he comes out full health. These things happen. But fans, Aurelia and Rumble, that's strange.
I think that this is gimme targeting. This is target picks, of course, for Esila. in the mid lane. Rumble definitely makes sense. Gragas is not able to neutralize Rumble like the other carries in that top side. Yone also being removed, and so they're hitting that mid carry pool just a little bit. This leaving stuff up like the Ari, but I'm sure
Orianna.
they're going to be saving counter for later. This is they're going to save for jungle. This could be if they're trying to save the Gragas flex potentially, as they're revealing Rise super early here. I think this is not a good idea. You just pick you could either pick something like Galio or you pick like a poke champion who outranges Rise. One of the other strategies. And we see the Zyra coming out for jungle. We're going to see what's in the mid lane matchup. But Rise, I don't really like Rise as a blind. I think he's more of a counter pick these days.
Is it demolish, push tower, rise topside?
Oh, I don't know. That is a good idea that maybe I have not caught.
What's
I
up,
think
Rise
Gragas
on the
makes
rift?
more sense. Oh, okay.
No, it
So
is not.
it is Scion on the top side. So this is a matchup that people pick to outscale the Urgot, but Urgot's definitely taking over. And if we're just take a pan over the lanes here, they are going to be scaling up on the top side. They're going to be trying to play aggressive in the bot side with the Blitzcrank. Know the way around it. Rise needs to find something early versus this Ezreal. Because of that range disadvantage from NLE, they have to, press the buttons, go in, be aggressive. And so, against BlackRock Esports, I guess this is the only shot they have. You don't want the game to go late. You got to play it early here, Satyr.
Yeah, you do. I'm just a little bit worried for the Urgot here. I think that's a bit of a strange one overall. Because Urgot versus Urgot is a really, really tough lane. It's very, very tough to do. But, that can happen. That can happen. Don't worry about it. I'm going to give our producer...
WTF, two Urgots?
Yeah, exactly. It's just a damn double Urgot. No, I think
it's a Scion.
right? It's a Scion, yeah. I think the Urgot... Yeah, I'm a little bit confused by how well it's going to do on this one. I think there's a little bit of a case of Urgot's
if you have two AD carries, double tank is the standard. So BlackRock Esports kind of sideways on that, and they're going to pick Urgot instead of a true tank. I think they definitely had that.
In that fight? Like, there's so
you just
much...
burst the front line. They're just there for your ultimate to get that execution. I don't really see much besides that. And then after the ult comes through, then you try to steamroll the fight with Urgot's Fear and their other abilities. That seems to make the most sense to me.
Is what I'm thinking in my head. There's so much backpedal.
Right. Well, if we flip over to the side of Next Level Esports, we want to see them come down on the bot side. Cuz playing an early game jungler again, this time on Gragas, different flavor. Not too much a benefactor of the mage changes in the jungle. We'll see what they can do. They have to play aggressive, get early leads with the body slam combo, potentially from Yoru set up. And that is how Next Level Esports want to win this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of hope there. I do trust that there's a good opportunity here for them, as we're going to see this Ezreal. I've seen so many Ezreal mids pop off lately in this, and really looking forward to seeing how they're going to do on this one. I did get to see Debonair's one against Gentle Hearts Gaming in the Swiss stage, and it was terrifying. It was like those Korean TikTok Ezreal highlights you see, where everything is frame perfect. It is beautiful to watch, but there's a good hook coming through as the Glacial will proc as well. Idle is able to get some damage down, but with that Aftershock and no level 2, no Blight stacks yet, so damage not quite there.
Yeah, definitely want to be more level 3 focused for the bot lane of Next Level with that Varus. Once you're level 3, the full kit unlocks in that lane phase, and it is tough to deal with. I think we should peer into the mid lane a little bit because we have a new pick. The Rise was very meta for quite some time. Now going to be shown by Azala in the mid lane. And I think there's potential as long as there's a flash on this Rise Satyr. If the flash is there, the kill is always present. Otherwise, I don't see what they could be doing in this mid lane.
I think it's just a really good wave clear champion as well for this matchup. Try and keep those waves from taking over your tower as much as possible. Stop that Ezreal from roaming into the jungle to get a bit of vision down. I do see pings going down on it now, so I know something is going on, but overall. Yeah, Ezreal getting good control. Rise is just to stay under that tower, stay safe, don't get poked down, and they can stay in this game. I'm still a little bit worried overall about the Rise's late game scaling, and it is an odd pick for sure. Like, if you can get into late game fights and free fire, yes, you can do a lot, but you also can't come to help this right now as Cuz is in trouble.
Oh, never
Ooh,
mind.
that's a really good hook coming through, and that will be first blood more likely, but Nori B manages to out-heal it, out-flash it, out-survive, but no, flash in from Yor will take that one, Cuz still in trouble, and Menace will get that, and the double buff stat is disastrous for that mid lane.
Oh, getting the kill on the Ezreal. Now the hook gonna land.
No way it goes all the way in, and Idol will be happily taking that one. Should be passed over quite easily, and the flash will follow, and Ezreal will not be able to get it. Will they be able to follow this one down? It's running, it's getting away, and here comes the chase from the rest of the team. This is not the position they wanted to be in. There's no damage there for the Rise just yet. The arrow will not land, and Ezreal takes a commanding lead.
Man, I feel like the game's already decided here. 4 minutes in, of course, there is still a whole rest of this game to be played out, but that is some important factors going down. So first of all, right now, mid lane carry is huge, and the fact that Menace is already 2 kills up, I would love to see the gold lead as well. Didn't get first blood, that went to Yoru, which is not very much a priority for next level. Looks like some aggression coming in the bot side. I just imagine the wave clear from Varus will come through. But yeah, peeking over to the gold lead. Wait a minute.
Oh, that's going to be a good engage coming through, and Idol is just caught out of position here. It should actually be a kill for a B here, as they'll be able to finish that one off, and the slow will connect onto the Blitz, and it will be a nice, easy pickup for an Ori B. And this scaling lane, it's gone past scaling now.
Yeah, this is all kinds of chaos that I think next level are not happy benefiting from at all. And BlackRock Esports now with the Senna getting a lead. Nautilus is going to just be a tank, an absolute unit that will be difficult to stop here. And Asila's job just got so much more difficult looking at that gold differential here. So they've dug themselves into a hole already on the side of Next Level Esports, Sater.
Yeah, we do have to look at the little things for NLE because they still are keeping up in gold. I know those kills are going over heavily, but there is at least something good happening in the fact that they're slightly winning that top side with a heavy shoving lane. Rise has got that tier stacking now and is shoving those lades in onto the Ezreal, so we'll see less roaming, as we have to remember that all happened from Ezreal warding onto the blue, which gave them the idea like, we could go in on this. Gragas ain't looking too healthy, and they moved as a unit. So at least with Rise being a little bit proactive in the push, it might stop some more of those roams as he does go and eat some plants. We will see Inori A. Go and check that, Drake. Or is it Nori Z?
You're on the meme. Who told you?
It's a Nori Z because he's playing Zyra, okay?
Someone told you to be. Or you spotted it somewhere. All right. So Nori is on the Zyra. So far, the clear being decently matched by Cuz, despite everything, is 2 camps behind, which honestly in this matchup, not too bad, but they're going to need to pick up a lead. Gragas with the flash is such a big deal to me. Body slam flash is such a huge play-making combo, and with their stronger Varus bot lane, they're going to be able to take this dragon. So they're going to go with the stacking. This is their way to end the game early, right? This is the way for them to close it out. If you get the 4 dragon stacks, or if you just get 3, you can get the enemy team coming into you. And if we look over at the side of BlackRock Esports, the only good engage they have is that Nautilus, and Nautilus is a champion that can be stuffed.
Yeah, it could be, and right now we are seeing that Bami Cinder already coming out, so he's actually getting a deep push here onto the Varus, as we did see Nori B going up to get all of those wonderful stacks from the Voidlings. It is a tried and tested Senna plan to go up towards that, as Diesel wants to try and get in on that one, but Fiji times it so well there, as we'll see a little bit of an engage here also onto the enemy jungler, as they are once again just in Cuz's face.
Oh, this is so frustrating to play as a jungler. Just removing your CS and gold. Nori B on the roams, proving very vital for this aggression. The Inori's teaming up here, as it's being matched by Yoru finally. But the damage might be done. Could be too late if they take this away.
Yeah, the smite should be available, but that will take out a
But
decent
Yoru's too
amount.
far.
Those Yorus in a 1 versus 2 here will get the flash away, but will they escape as a silo? Will be able to take out Menace here with just one more Q. But no, only the auto will not be able to finish off Menace. Here comes a B, here comes a multi, here comes the stop, and that is a game changer right there as BRE take it all.
Now they're winning on all the sides, Satyr. Absolute disaster. They're winning bot side. They're winning top side. Now they're... It's just... Oh, Inori hits that one. Isn't going to be able to pick up a kill off of it. And... Yeah, this is a tough one for next level esports. This is such a strong gold lead at barely 9 minutes in, and I think first item completions are going to be coming out a bit early from Menace as well. That's going to make the mid lane very tough. As Inori also, once that first item completes, going to be a huge difference in clear speed and gold across the board. Inori's up the most right now. Seems like that's the case. Almost 1,000.
Yeah, Nori's looking very comfortable on that Zyra, while on the rest of it, it's going to be a little bit skewed in the bot side as the Nautilus is the one farming, but still, it's not too far off for a non-farming ADC. And on the other side of things, it's the top side is the one thing that they have that's kind of working for them, as Fiji is still controlling that top side, even those 2 assists going over to the Urgot is not enough to take Sion off that pedestal. So I guess I'm right in one way that it is slightly working. A good hook attempt, but a B was also prepped with that buffer for the hook back, as Inori now going to step up and get a little bit more poke down here and a couple more stacks for themselves. But at least there's something in the top side for them.
So the Warden's Mail is a really good look because Urgot, a lot of damage gets cut by the Warden's Mail. The play boot caps.
Oh, there goes the nice hook across the side, but no hook to follow. There it is, and they will pull back in the Nautilus, and the damage is not there just yet as he does get that last shot in, and Cuz thinking about it, but saying no to that one. There was an opportunity there, but a kill nonetheless. NLE aren't out of this one just yet.
Okay, so they do pick up a kill onto a B, who finally gets stopped. Looks like they're about to be completing Frozen Heart, which is quite interesting to be going for that. This is kind of a callback to the previous Senna Nautilus meta here. Would you have went Warmogs instead?
I am going to stay away from commenting on this one for now, I think, because maybe they are worried about the attack speed, but I don't know where the attack speed is that he's worried about. So I'm think that might just be a mistake straight off the top, but I don't want to go too hard into it, to be honest, Crims, because I feel like that's harsh.
I mean, it's just an item. You know, probably Warmogs would be... I mean, you get tankier early. I believe you wouldn't get the passive
for
just
that
yet.
attack speed, though, right? It's mostly like a free Nasus W on a like a one skill point stat. It just feels like you're playing against Lethality Varus. Nothing else really has attack speed. It feels a little bit troll.
I mean, it's Lethality Varus as well. The one thing that we can give credit to the Frozen Heart is the cooldown reduction and the mana, which something maybe Nautilus doesn't need that on the bot side. We haven't done all the math as these grubs are being eviscerated. Nori picking that one up. Zyra's just too good at doing grubs. I mean, if anything, that is overpowered. But did you know that every little grub that spawns resets your W on Zyra?
I did not know that, and it just keeps getting worse in my brain. Thank you for that. I've been trying to stay away from the Zyra myself. I just don't think it has enough of the jungle style that I enjoy, where ganking is a lot easier and it's less like front facing. I do prefer a Viego over a Zyra, but I can see the objective control for it is it's next to none. It's a better Nunu because you don't have to stand in the middle when you throw the ult.
Yeah, and she has a Omega clear speed, especially first clear as well. Doesn't need to scale into that clearing like other mage junglers here. And nice cancel from Fiji. Fiji's doing good in this top side. We got to give credit where credit is due. There is a ray of hope, and it is Fiji up here.
Yeah, I was saying that top lane was something that I was more interested in when it came to how this game will fan out. And Fiji's looking very comfortable on the Sion, but needs to do a lot of work on that side lane to give NLE any hope of getting into this one, as Diesel does attempt one more flip, but is cancelled by the ult. The knockup will come through as well, but there is not enough damage just yet. Sion is not going that lethality build. He is playing for the theme, so we will not see them take that one just yet. But I'd love to see an Inting Sion at high level.
It's not a Bausian Scion. No. This is a competitive game. Cuz gonna be running into Nori 2 levels down, plants coming out, burn coming through, hook gonna land on both supports in this bot lane here. Senna, Onorabi trying to get the finish off with the burst. So far, doesn't look like anything next level can do about that one. Full HP for BRE and next level half.
That's a nice little corruptive chains coming through, and it will be a free kill over onto that one. Will they be able to clean up the other side of it? A B is taking damage. Rise is going to use that ult. He's going to bring down more assistance. Here comes the Gragas.
Okay, they're finding some wins around the bot side. Something that we did talk about before the game. Fiji in trouble. No mana is the biggest issue here, but there is no wave. The Grub's going to be holding it. Fiji doesn't get knocked up here. Inori as well as Ezreal. Just a shooting gallery up here. Satyr flash away, picks up some healing off the grass, but this is not looking any better for Fiji. Someone come up here and help this top laner. Mid lane Cuz going for an engage. Menace forced the flash. As well on the Ezreal. And that's where everyone's backing away. Indirectly receives help Satyr. Fiji is saved.
That's actually crazy to me that I'm thinking that, like, this is one of the things I talked about, like, take an inch and they might take a mile. They made a play bot side. Worked out great for them. They got 2 kills. And then the opposite is usually you go towards that top side and BRE go, yep, we'll just go towards the top side. They use Zyra ult, it misses. They use Urgot ult, it gets flashed. They use Ezreal ult, he just misses that one as well. 3 ults used and no kill, and 2 kills bot lane for NLE. So they got something out of it. And that is a big, shining ray of hope for now, but that goal lead is still sitting in the back of our minds. But Diesel going to get knocked up once again. The Urgot does not have enough speed, even with all those legs.
So I do think that Fiji tanking those ganks is actually very, very important because it allowed them to be playing on the spot side. And Diesel now has the Black Cleaver, so can make some headway versus the Scion, as it looks like this turret is going to be falling soon. Still a half HP getting just poked off. Doesn't have the range. Cuz going to be looking for a play on the Menace. Stun into a kill. They finally get it. But Onorabi going to get the kill back. Can Onorabi make it out with the double buffs? So far, it just needs a little bit more room. And is not. The Gragas Barrel comes through. And now we have Scion landing the ultimate right onto 2 of them here. That is going to be a toss-out, but not enough to save their life. Cuz it does go down. A B is here. Is not going to go down. Very tanky on the Nautilus because of the Senna combo. And with that development, I mean, the gold lead's not budging, but next level esports are holding even.
Yeah, they are going to lose some objectives off of this one, while on the bot side, I believe Idol will be able to get that other tower, but with the fact that they have those 6 grubs, towers will melt if Urgot is left on a side lane solo. For anyone who's left on a side lane solo, they're all pretty decent at taking down these towers, so another thing we have to keep in our mind when we see someone off to the side and not joining any of those fights, towers will melt. So next level have to fully win those in future and not lose members, but yeah, that goal lead slightly stretches just off of that tower take.
Just a little bit there, but the towers are starting to fall. This game's being played quite fast. I think we missed it, but BRE gonna even up the dragons here. Fiji is gonna be engaging onto Diesel here. Does get the flip, and with that Black Cleaver, we can see an increased in damage. Both these top laners, no TP. Diesel gonna get it soon. And that's important because we got a dragon in about 30 seconds here as Menace trying to take down this turret early.
Yes, we do see Nori trying to get onto Cuz here, but a B is directly behind them. There goes the root, there goes the ult, and it does get the knock up, and a Nori B with the aid of a Nori A, they will get that one for free as Menace now is just poking down Azula. He's doing his best to get away from this one, but there's multiple members.
Nice dodge.
There's too many things.
How many situations are we going to see NLE stuck under a turret and then just the skill shot just coming out from BlackRock? They just got him pinned. They just get him pinned under these turrets here. Need to be more together on these.
True. Idol has a good opportunity here to maybe get something off of this one. There's the trade of ults. Will not have the damage as that aftershock will come true, and it just sends them straight back. They've used a Rift Herald bot. They're going to use that to hit the tier 2. They're not going to stick with it though, I don't believe, but that Drake should be free for a Nori A to take solo as Zyra does so well. But maybe there's a slight hope if Cuz can get there, but it's still a tough position.
It's tough to be walking up to a Zyra here. Plus, they have the Nautilus for solid, firm turnaround engages. The plants could block skill shots like the Blitz Hook, and so it's a bit rough. They send the abilities up, but they miss. Smite comes down, and it looks like they are not going to be pushing to engage, not knowing that Inori is stuck in the pit right now.
Yeah, a couple more stacks picked up by the Senna there. Is there any chance we can get a Senna update on the stacks and see what Senna's sitting at? Because it is something we do have to keep an eye on.
Should be higher than average, especially if you're winning lane.
89.
Whoa, that's good. That is very good. I think it's been such a long time since I've seen a Senna stat check and we go, oh, they're ahead of schedule. That's how good this is going for Inori.
Yeah, Inori having a great time getting that Senna stack range. I think it's 80 stacks per 20 and 100 stacks around 20. 100 stacks at 20 minutes is unbelievable. 80 by 20 is good, and currently might be able to get to that 100 mark, which will see Senna outscale nearly everything on the enemy team. Fiji and Diesel are in this constant 1v1 monstrosity of just wet noodle fights and never seeing if anything will ever happen, but Diesel doing their very best to get Fiji to half health after a full combo of shotgun knees. Oh, this is a good engage coming through. As well as low.
Top.
Oh, Brian,
this is on a nice
that
edge.
one. Menace manages to pick that one up as well. And they've caught onto Idol, who has the flash, but did not respect the double kill now for that Ezreal. And that's a game opener right there. They should be able to get tier 2s off this easy.
Oh, yeah. And you can start to see that the range differential is coming in. And it's just tough to deal with from the side of Next Level. They don't have the same level of range across the board. Idol can only hit so many skill shots. It's something a lone Varus can do. Meanwhile, we have Inori on the Zyra. Inori B is on the Senna, who has a good amount of stacks. So they are in range, as well as Menace with those Ezreal Qs. And they're just getting poked down. They're not even able to fight back on the side of Next Level Esports. Really, I think that their angle is either, of course, they need the hook from Yoru, flank from Azala, but I think activating Fiji in these fights could be the answer for Next Level. Get that Scion in there. Hard to stop the Scion without someone directly taking the ultimate, so I think that is a potential angle for them to get a fight that they need to win.
Yeah. I'm just looking across and doing all my stat checks as I go across, and I just can't stop looking at Cuz and how far behind Cuz is compared to Inori. It's a Lich Bane and the components for Zanya, which once that's used, that passive is gone. So it's not really a good component. If it's used, it's gone, and then you have to wait for that big influx of gold. But there's a nice one through onto Inori B, and that will be a nice pickup there for them. It's something, and Cuz gets it, so maybe we might see that needs to be large rod a little bit sooner than I thought, but still hurting there on the Gragas's. Diesel and Fiji are back to the I'm going to dash away, no you're not style.
Fiji's been hitting that pretty much every time. So credit to Fiji on this Scion. As despite the fact that Inori B is dead, no engage is coming through. I think they're waiting for it. They're trying to find some kind of angle. Just not coming through.
There's nothing there. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever happen. It's really sad to watch.
I mean, you don't have to walk up as Zyra Ezreal. That's part of the problem.
I'm
They
talking
don't
about
have
this fight
to.
right here. I'm talking about the Scion Argot.
That is also looks like nothing's gonna happen.
Oh, but this could be a game changer here. There's not a lot of MR available, and that flash will mean something as they will attempt to finish this one off. But they have Cuz on the way, and there it is. There's the suppression. There's the kill. Scion, run at them. Get them.
Oh, misses
And
the
nothing.
snare and the flip, and the bullets take down the zombie. I mean, only thing left is for BlackRock Esports here to be picking up the Baron as well. I don't know what Inori B was aiming for there, but they can pick up the Baron. They don't even have to pick up the Baron if they don't want to. They could just keep trying to siege at these turrets. Just fully poke out Next Level Esports. They don't have a healing champion outside of Gragas, really. And just send them packing, get free turrets. Don't have to do this Baron, but of course, if you want to go for that quick end, it's on the table.
Yeah, it's Look, I think in BRE have this one. I'm not going to lie, Crims. I think this is just a case of.
I'm under no false pretense that next level
No,
esports
I'm
are
just
winning
putting it
this
out there
one.
because I like to be as unbiased as possible and think the NLE have hope. But I do think that this one is just a case of them being. They're very good at macro and they're very good at walking around and making sure everything's done correctly. With a couple of mistakes here and there, that hook on an Ori B was a little bit crazy, but they're slowly going to pick up Drakes. They have that amazing Baron control with Inori on the Zyra, and it's going to be very, very tough from this point on for them to get a foothold in this game if BRE just play correctly. And this is not the correct one. That's a big mistake there from Menace, but does not get hit by the knock-up and will escape, but a flash burned.
That is the flash being burned from Menace. Shouldn't be burning those at this point in time. 7k gold lead though, Satyr, as we're talking about. This is like a game where a single Baron steal might not be enough. This is like the realm of 2 Baron steals to win the game kind of game.
There's 2 Inoris, maybe 2 Barons, but there's a knock-up coming through, and Azula is in a lot of trouble here. Those have that Archangel's proc to keep them alive, and they will stay in this one, and they're going for a kill onto Diesel, but that is going to be a Baron shout on the other side almost immediately. Idle doing their best. They do get the flip, and Diesel still going for this. There goes a shield, and it was close, but not enough. Shut down going to the Varus, and Baron actually wasn't started. They didn't have vision control and didn't feel comfortable.
Yeah, they didn't start. I mean, the tempo wasn't there, I think. So Diesel just pushing up a little too far. Cuz trying to get out of there. Greg is quite mobile, but the flash hook going to come through. Try to solidify this one. And Ori B, TP right on top of him. Going to force them back. A B full HP trying to get it here. Does have the hook soon. Is going to be buffering that just again. And they're trying to cut through Fiji, but again, this Scion so tanky. Silas stepping up. They're trying to get Menace. No CC just yet. The cast going to go wide. Cuz now in trouble. Yoru's in the front line. No one there to support. Despite the hook landing. Not going to be a kill. Nora walking up. And that's a shutdown. Menace takes an arrow to the face. Azyla. Now this is a full turnaround here, Satyr. I was not expecting a fight like this.
Always trust the Varus. There's something about Varus that can change a game in an instant, and a lot of great work there from Idle getting that snipe onto Menace and then finishing up the second. But another TP coming out. This is Fiji. They do have the root. They do have the stun. Do they have the arrow here on the other side? They do, and it's going to be a triple. It's going to be out of time, and Azul is in a lot of trouble here. Will Idle step up for this one? Doesn't have full mana, doesn't have full vision, but Cuz is here. That could be a quadra technically, and multiple shutdowns onto this Varus. Hope is reignited for NLE.
Yeah, they are staying in this game. Now, they're going to need a couple more of those, but they got one. The hardest part is the first turnaround, right, Satyr? The next ones come easier, but they still have to fight this uphill battle. And the Varus, something about percent health execution makes this champion a little cracked as well. The fact that you can hit them from across the screen as well to get that execute. So far, though, Idle picking up tons of gold in this game here. I think the key one is Menace walking up here, not aware of the doom that's going to face them.
Charging.
And Menace just, arcane shift right into the arrow. And this one here, the hook in Norby full HP, but not the case for the support of a B. Azella here, going to kind of sacrifice some lives to make a play. Gets the root down, and unfortunately, Sila's not going to make it out due to Inori. But this is all well and good for the Silent Next Level Esports. You take fights like these.
I'm just so happy to see how protective Idle is in some of these moments where he's like, I know someone's coming. I don't need to step into that Zyra. I can play this one that little bit safer. And just steps back, buys the time. Cuz gets there and sets them up perfectly for another shutdown. And we're seeing now that Varus nearly fully online, as we've got that Mirror Mana coming through. We've got the Last Whisper also in the inventory, so getting closer to that shred to help get through the likes of the Argot on the Nautilus. And that opportunity and that shield. There's a lot going on for the Varus.
I mean, let's talk about Fiji as well. Fiji's surviving quite a bit in these fights. So the Scion is tanky, and that is helping buy space and time for Idle to make these plays. So for the Scion and the Varus, they have the ability to fight, and that's giving them options in this game here.
Question is, how many bodies do you need in front of you to make sure that the Varus gets to stay? Like, do you have to give over the Rise as well? And Cuz, does everything have to go on that? And in the hope that Diesel doesn't get close to you or Inori doesn't get close to you, as Fiji is just stepping into plants and does not care, but he should, because he's going very low here. Everything's going on to him, and he will go down. Yoru's now in trouble as well, and Varus cannot step in with Inori controlling that zone with the ult, and that's a big miss.
Fiji goes down. All that tankiness going to waste. This is going to be the Soul. Ocean Soul would be quite good for BlackRock Esports. They can just poke, and if they get low, they can stay in the fight from distance and heal up. Also helps them with Baron, which is a good point you're bringing up here, Sater. They could go for the Baron, but Cuz is still alive. I think they're going to play it safe. For some,
I thought
BlackRock Esports,
were going to rush to it.
they funnily they play safe and very not safe at the same time. You know what I'm talking about, Sater?
Like, they have stabilizers on the bike, but they're beside a cliff.
Yeah, sometimes they want to go off the cliff, just like Inori there does go down to Scylla. Again, they're finding some kind of kills. Flash going to be expended. Is the Rise going to get out? That would be huge. And not the case. Suppression comes through. Idle. Doesn't look like they're able to pick up the kill. Now they're in trouble, trying to get out of there. But without a jungler, might have bought themselves some time. Fiji now tanking, but look at the Scion HP. Sticking in it, landing the hook from Yoru. Now everyone is diving in onto Menace. Idle's charging. Nice chunk. No kills just yet. The E almost picking up the kill on the Nori B. Not going to get the hook from a B. It's a 3v3. Snare going to land on just one. Another pickup from Yoru. Landing some very important hooks here. Bear coming out. Trying to get the trade kill. Not going to happen. Nori B now in a 1v1 with a tank Scion. And this is looking like they're going to have to teamwork it here. Nice hook from the Nautilus. B trying to peel. So far doing a good job. Fiji lands a Q. Fully charged up. Shield on. Yoru going to assist. And that is a pickup onto Nori B. If they win this, get this last kill, that's an ace. Not officially, but it's going to be close.
Yeah, I don't think they can get through that Nautilus. Those tank stats are just insane right now, but they've put in some decent work. And once again, it comes back to what I said. There's something about this top lane that Fiji might be able to get something over Diesel. And Diesel, for all the strength that they're bringing to the fights, Fiji is just out tanking it.
Yeah, Fiji is so tanky as well with that second tank item. I always forget the name of this one. Newer item.
Undying?
In League of Legends. Yeah. That's a huge proc. As Fiji teleported just to get some procs on this one. Gonna get blocked by Diesel. Slow's coming through. Can Fiji get out? And it looks like, again, Fiji, this is not what we want to see right now. Okay, you're on this game is winnable. I want to see some really top tier play as Yoru now also gonna fall. That's got to be Baron Sater.
Yeah, that's got to be the Baron call here. And yeah, it was looking so good there, and Fiji overstaying, and then Yoru getting caught, and Idle not being able to get in because of just the aura of that Nautilus right there. And yeah, this should be a nice easy pickup for them. They're also taking red on the back of this, as Nori just feels like they don't even need to be in the pit. So yeah, on the other side, Azala is actually split pushing here into the Urgot, and I think Diesel wins these.
I think Zasai should be able to win. Oh, but not properly kiting now with the slow. And just getting shot to bits. I do think Rise is supposed to win that one, especially after Urgot
Get an Ocean Soul, though.
The Ocean Soul is a difference maker. No heal cut. That is a good point coming through. With the Baron minions, they're just going to go ahead and try to push till next wave. And BlackRock Esports finally are going to be picking up this Baron. And I don't think they need to wait for Elder, but we'll see how they play it out.
Yeah, it would be... I don't think that would be, in my estimations, a good win for BRE to have to drag it out this far from how well they played in those early stages. I know NLE had a great couple of opportunities and they really took them with everything that they had. But for the leads that they have and how strong they are, I honestly thought there'd be a lot more of a quicker base crack coming from the side of BRE. I feel like they've kind of mistempoed a couple of moments. Would you feel the same?
I mean, that's what I'm saying by sometimes they play safe. Like, their overall strategy is safe, but they just get roped into fights that they have no business losing, on top of the fact that they are not considering taking as well here. Now with this Baron, with the range, they're going to be knocking down these turrets. I don't think they're kind of just brawling Seder. They're not really using all the advantages of their champions.
No, they are not. But on the other side of things, Nautilus will land that hook onto Yoru. They will get the knock up in return, but they don't have the damage. His idol does also miss out on that arrow. Does not have the chains of corruption to lock them up either, as that was missed. And that is an easy 2 inhibitor taken with the rest of these voidlings and the Baron. It should be the end of the game unless they can pull something out here. But right now, there goes Fiji. Will go up. Will get the knock up with the ult. But the shielding from Senna will keep them alive. Azula will also go down. Cuz is on the back attempting something, but is not a tank. That is AP and will fall as well, as they're going to try and finish this one off in the most disrespectful way. Get the kills on the Fountain.
They're going to be getting those Fountain kills as they pick up their first win in this series. And yeah, we're kind of levying some criticisms over to BRE, despite the fact that they won, and despite the fact that, I mean, the way the game was going in pre-10 minutes, that is highly advantageous for BlackRock Esports. Should have been a clean win. There's a lot of other factors like, yeah, the level of play of their players, their skill, the team comps wise as well, like their scaling team that got a nice head start. So they just kind of played it fast and loose, and they got burned a couple times.
Yeah, there was some moments there for NLE for sure where it did look really, really good, and then you're looking at Fiji top and going, that thing is tanky. But as soon as that Ocean Soul came in, his tank stats started to dwindle because they're not killing them fast enough to keep him alive. So it just became a very easy game towards the end, but there was definitely some moments where I got a little bit worried for BRE, but they play a very safe style and they pulled it out in the end. I'm very, very excited to see what the next set will be when it comes to this Fearless draft, because I feel like a lot of good champions were taken out of that pool already, and we'll just have to wait and see, Crims. That's the thing, we just have to wait and see. But we'll be back in just a few moments with this second draft for game 2 between BRE and NLE. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, one and all, to Game 2 here between BRE and NLE. It is Sader and Crims back again, and very excited to jump into our second game of our Fearless Draft, expecting some more spicy picks. Argot was not something I expected coming out the gate, but very excited to see it. Sion, also very happy to see it, regardless how boring the top lane was. Let's be honest, it's never fun to see Sion and Argot just batter each other for 20 minutes and nothing happened. But let's talk about Idle. The Varus had the opportunity to bring that one in. I think maybe a different mid laner for Azula, and that could have been a very different game. But in the end, the Inori A and B, they just took over towards the end of that one for sure.
They had a very strong mid game. I think they started to falter in that end game portion, which is probably something that we're going to be talking about here because it's kind of supposed to be a clean game in the first one, and it is supposed to be clean 2-0 overall. But we see some weaknesses. We see some openings in the armor here for BlackRock Esports. That was not a clean game. That game got extended multiple minutes. In a tournament where we've seen sub 24-minute wins, that ended up being roughly like 33 minutes. So definitely went way later. Something that BlackRock Esports opted into many times. They took some fights that I don't think were advisable. And maybe if the game was closer, Sader. If the game was closer, there wasn't such a strong lead for BlackRock Esports, which they achieved off these sub 5-minute skirmishes. If that doesn't happen, they potentially could have thrown a winning game and given it over to NLE.
Yeah, they could have. I'm thinking back now, and there was also some moments, Crims. I don't think we actually touched on it, but there was moments where resets were coming through for BRE that I felt were a little bit egregious. I feel like they didn't really need to reset at that point because they still had an advantage at that time, and they were just pulling back at maybe places where that kill pressure was there to actually end the game, to kill the game out, and they were just immediately pulling back and going like, we have another item or two we can go grab, and it's like, I don't think you really needed to at that point. Maybe there is some of that trigger discipline there that's very strong within the team, where they feel like they do need to pull back because they don't feel like they're at full strength. But when you're, say, an Ori and the Cuz, for example, 2 items ahead at one stage, like there are points where you're like, I don't care if Gragas is there. He cannot fight me, right? And yeah, there's some little things like that. But if BRE play that way, always play 40-minute games, but always win, I don't see a problem with it. Just make sure to put on a show for us at some stage.
I have a problem with it because I want to see perfect clean macro, clean gameplay out. I have high expectations of these players, Sader. Okay, I want the best of them, and so if they don't match that level, I'm gonna criticize, all in the hopes for improvement at the end of the day. Another thing is Diesel got caught on that bot side, if you remember Sader, right?
Wait, you said there was for these. I feel like no. Just hold on a second. I feel like I have to call you out on something here. What was your prediction?
Oh, my prediction was a total mistake, but I will own up to it that I wrote down on the paper 2-1 NLE. Definitely not correct. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was doing at the time.
He changes his opinion. That's what I'm hearing. He changes his opinion.
I said that Friday, so that before the game even started. But you know, I wrote it down, so I'm going to own up to it. That's my prediction. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to happen. But I mean, you know, Diesel, they got caught out. They didn't get the Baron. That was one of the big things that we were talking about in the game. They didn't have the coordination to pull off the Baron. Anora B trying to get vision, trying to set up the Baron, gets caught by Yoru a couple times. I don't think that's going to happen if, you know, Nora B is on the carry and Abi is going to be on the support. That's kind of just something that happens when people play Senna. But yeah, I think that maybe they aren't, if it's BM and they aren't respecting as much, I'm sure they're going to do that in the second game. But otherwise, you know, I'm expecting better of BlackRock Esports, especially if they're supposed to be this high seeded and they're supposed to be one of the better teams at this tournament.
Yeah, you're really putting them into the pedestal of like, we've seen what you can do, just do it better. And that's kind of the stance that you're going for here. And I do agree that from the very beginning, I even had BlackRock actually beating Gravity in the first round. Because I really do believe in this roster, and I think they're very, very strong. From the little bits that I've seen, I know it's a meme at this stage that I don't get to watch all of the games. I'm in a different continent than y'all. So for me to stay up and watch all the games, I have to stay up till 3, 4 in the morning every single night. I only get to catch highlights or little bits or bits that are fed to me. But from what I've seen of them, I have a big belief in BlackRock Esports, and I think they can play better than this one. But into the second phase of bans, I don't expect too many changes coming through from this. We still should see Tristana, Skarner. I'm trying to think what the other bans were now. There was 1 or 2 interesting ones in the second phase with the Rumble Aurelia that were standing out to me that we might end up seeing. But Thresh being taken away from Yoru, is that a big power pick for Yoru?
Yeah, I think that Yoru does play the Thresh a lot, and it allows Idol to play these immobile carries like the Varus. So it's partly, it's that nice duo that they've played out many times here. As the Viego and the Lee Sin ban coming out targeting Cuz looks like it's going to happen again. That's the one boring thing about the Fearless draft, Seder, is like the bans are kind of just the same every round. No one changes the bans.
No, there's some changes coming through right there with Corki and Rumble being banned in phase 1 by NLE. So you are wrong. You were very wrong, Crims.
I think,
and you should hang your head in shame.
Well, they didn't ban it the last time, so
know.
all other Fearless drafts, the bans stay the same. Okay, this one we do finally have some changes. The Jinx not banned away gets snapped up immediately.
Yeah, that's for the side swap change. They were banning the Jinx originally, and with that they'll be able to pick that up in the first phase. So Idol is going to lead the charge with that one, but that will usually respond with, oh, you want speed? I'll show you speed. And they're going to drop the Zeri. What are they going to do alongside that? They're going to go Enchanter route. There's a lot available with no bans there and none taken so far. You have Karmas, you have Lulus, you have everything. But no, they're going to go into a flex pick Volibear, which should show up a little bit of caution into the second phase here from NLE.
Yeah, the Viego is banned, one of the biggest counters to the Volibear. Ooh, a Talia flex pick I'm hoping for here. I don't think you want to be picking for the side of Jinx. You want to be picking support first, but they could opt for it here. You kind of want to set yourself up for the counter pick. Perfect. They're going to go with the straight Braum. I hate blind pick Braum. They did it last time. They really like picking Braum early. I think it's terrible drafting. I think this opens you up to counter picks so heavily if they go like, I don't know, Karma makes you totally useless in lane. Of course, you wouldn't go Karma Zeri. Like a Lulu would, of course, neutralize you in the lane very effectively here. Vi comes out as a ban. Interesting.
You've hurt me with those words, you know that?
Yeah. Both teams want to ban Vi, though, in my opinion. So the Lulu gets taken out. But both teams want to ban Vi because of the Jinx Zeri interactions with team fights. As J4 is going to be removed. So they ban J4 and Vi, but they pick the Orianna.
I'm confused about banning those 2 picks when you have a free ball delivery system then with Orianna. They must have a plan for this. I'm really hoping it's not going to be another Rengar, because I've seen enough Rengar out of NA at the moment, so I don't want it to be anymore. Nocturne would be... Turning the lights off is always good. Nah.
Oh, no, I think this is good into Braum. I think this is why you don't want to pick something like Braum.
You get 1 concussive blow and 1 auto and you are dead.
Just don't get concussive blow and auto then. So that's the first
It's easier said than done. That man has a big mustache. He will find you. But yeah, Jin Zhao is... I think it's a really good pickup here. A lot of ranged abilities. We'll be able to stop most of them. And Ornn to follow off the top. It's a very cookie cutter comp. It's very, let's go engage and let's get that Jinx a reset. I don't mind it, but what's going to be the answer here? As it could be jungle, it could be top. We could see that Volibear flexed, but Gnar into the top side. Okay, I like that. I like Gnar. Gnar's a fun jab.
Gnar into the Ornn's good. Volibear, Orianna, not really the kind of combo power that we were looking for
Gnar
here.
Gnar hop, come on now.
There's some wombo elsewhere in the team. Not saying it's not there, but if we take over a look to the side of NLE, I like this comp. This is a simple comp. This has got a little bit of everything. You got your control mage, you have your fighter, you have your tank, you have your peel champion, and you have your AD carry that's going to be dealing out a ton of damage. This is as standard gets, as this is their last life in this tournament here. And I think it makes sense. This is a simple comp, nothing crazy, and it's very effective when played correctly.
Yeah, I'm really liking that Jinx pick. Obviously, as a Jinx OTP, I always love seeing that champion, but with my secondary now being Zeri, I know how that matchup can go, and if it's all down to that first blood, if one of them two get it, that lane could be over very quickly. I believe they were spotted there by an B, but the fact that they're not moving does put a little bit more fear in me, as they will spot out the ward. They will get that XP difference, but yeah, it is going to be nothing really gained in terms of any summoners. That's what you're really looking for on that one.
I think they could go for deeper vision. Looks like they're going to go on a round 2 and have Fiji make it up to top side here. Again, Fiji getting counterpicked. This time Nor into the Ornn. That's a lot tougher matchup. Ooh, if they split the map here, this is a good opportunity with the Braum to completely dominate bot side. And shutting down an Oribi is always a good strategy in my book when he is on a team here. So it looks like this is going to be the case for now. Sader, what do you think about a split map scenario?
I think it works well in their favor if they pull it off cleanly, but it doesn't look like it's going to come off cleanly, as it will be that bot side walking up, checking it, knowing it's happening, and that's how it should go. But I think that in Nori's top side, it's a little more susceptible if Ornn does step in, while for a bot side gank for Cuz, it'll be a little bit harder to pull off if Sona is playing with respect. I think that first gank will kind of tell all when it comes to this, as they are going to spot the Volibear going over. They know that it's going to be a split map. I don't mind it as much. It's just that first gank is going to tell me everything about how it went, you know?
Yeah, I think right now NLE's bot side should not push in. Keep this stalled in the middle of the lane as long as possible. Zone the XP, and once you get that level advantage, they cannot step up, and that could be a potential dive. Diving a Sona is fairly easy, especially if they're level 1. It looks like this is kind of the setup that's coming through. Meanwhile, on the top side, it's a 1v1. It's not as easy to get that dive set up, especially with these champions here. And diving an Ornn is a lot more difficult in a 2v1 up on the top side. So this is hugely beneficial for next level esports. With this game coming through, this could be a big deal.
Could be to do get that stun off. We have some heavy trading happening in the mid lane between Menace and Azala. Let's see where this Volibear now chooses to go. Should be looking just to head back into his own jungle and pick that up, but is actually going to step into the mid lane.
Ooh, a Breeze level
Might be
2.
looking to cover something here, as this bot lane is in trouble.
Oh, they're splitting damage.
Inori does manage to get away from that one, and it's a very bad tank run there, as Volibear is now going into the enemy jungle on the bot side. This is great pathing from Inori.
This is good. It's going to delay your own camp level up on your top side, but you will get the bounce back on your own blue side. Give you a huge boost. Oh, wait a minute.
You see something happening on top side. We do see Fiji going in, but in this bottom side jungle, there has been a rush off by Inori. I'm not sure if he got the camp or not, but I believe he has, because he does have that red buff, and Menace is going to go down as well for first blood. Can Inori pull that one up? Does have the flash available. No flash available for Azala. The Q, it's coming. Come on, go for it. There it is, Inori.
Oh, the knockback!
And the slow coming from Yoru should set this one up, and Cuz will trade that one back. What is going on?
Okay, Azala is outplaying. This is peak performance so far. And of all lanes to have first blood, Sader, it's the mid lane. We were not expecting that one at all. Gets the solo kill on the Menace, and then picks up an assist onto Inori, giving the buffs over
again
to Cuz. And no flash on either mid laner. Could be advantageous. I did not like the way that bot dive went, though, from the side of BlackRock Esports. I think they should have focused a B. It might have been a bit difficult. Maybe misclicks were in. Oh, wait a minute. Cuz in trouble.
Is he in trouble, or does he have Azala beside him as the knockback comes through? And here comes Yoru, and that bear is down as... Yeah, NLE, they are taking a commanding lead here so far, as we do need to swap the top. Just as a quick shout to the producer, because the tops are on the wrong side. But... yeah, BRE are falling behind already, and this is not what we expected from the start of this one.
Oh, yeah. I did not think that this would be so much action in the mid lane. And interesting enough, Cuz counterpicking himself into this Volibear, but it's working out very well.
Yeah, as we do see those shots coming through, Idol does get minion blocks, so will not get that last auto off onto an REB, and for such a quiet bot lane for the Jinx, and Zeri taking small advantages, Yoru has been all over the map, and really doing some really good work there, as Yeah, NLE in a good position. Azula stepping into this one. Do you really want to fight this one? The knockback doesn't connect. Does land the big rock, but can he land more little rocks? But no, right now they want to go on to a Nori
Stun.
B. Oh, it will not land the second half of that combo. As, yeah, it's looking aggressive down there now with that flash gone from an Nori B.
Definitely should take advantage of it now. Have the jungler come down, or SLA is level 6, so maybe on a good back comes down here, right? And Orb walking up all on their own.
They're feeling comfortable. They're feeling spicy with this one. They could get something from this if
Ooh.
we get another decent slow, but no, a B is not in range, and that is a heavy trade back towards the bot side. And without Volibear in the area, there'll be no dive, there'll be nothing spicy coming from this, but a B will stop a greedy recall there from Yoru.
Oh, Idol stuck around as well. This just is delaying them. They don't get to reset to buy items here. Don't think that's going to be a kill. It'd be absolutely insane to see it, though.
I think Cuz has an idea here because they are feeling strong with that tunneler, but no, they will step off. But this wave is too important for Idol. Feel like they must be close to an item.
Can't give up that wave. And fighting there could give a kill over to an RB that you don't want. Top side, though, the grubs are going to be taken. They knew where Cuz was, so they're just going to get the grubs. No trade on offer, so that's a objective up for the side of BRE. And it looks like the gold lead has collapsed just due to better CSing as well as waves being missed.
Yeah, a lot going on there as we do see those void grubs are now being consumed by the Thunder Bear, who is always cautious of his brother up in that top side up there. Lower fights are always my favorite, as Azula is going to actually knock the bear back in. We see more fighting in that top side as well, but it looks like Inori might be in a little bit of trouble here, but he will escape from that one, as we will see Cuz actually going aggressive into this. Knowing it, they do get spotted. We will see an immediate backpedal from Menace, but the wall comes through to set up something here. No flash available on the Orianna. They will get the knockback on to Cuz. Supports are here. Will they be able to get something? Yoru is not as fast as that Sona.
Heal comes in to disengage. And still, Sona level 6, which is a big deal. An RB Flash is going to be back about halfway percent now. And it looks like this is going to be that Dragon take eventually, as Inori is going to be clearing out red. Jungle camp advantage here, Satyr. This is quite a bit in the favor of Inori due to that early pathing. And the failed dive attempt did not do Cuz any favors.
He did get early pathing, but he also did lose his life on it, right? Ooh, pro comps, they're coming through with an absolute heater of a BRE win here. And honestly, I have to say, I agree with it a little bit.
It definitely has a very strong mid game, right? No doubt about that one. I mean, Black Rock Esports, when they hit that mid game, the Wombo might be a bit overrated, right? Because it's very punishing if you get hit by it, but a lot of teams, especially higher teams, tend to play a bit better spread.
Ooh, a nice little
we didn't throw, but we didn't end as clean as we could have. That is 100% correct. I agree.
There is nothing
that was my big
actually
complaint.
incorrect in that statement, but a great unstoppable there from Fiji. We see once again those trade-offs in the top, but Nori says no more of that, as there goes the top lane for the side of NLE does fall. And we've seen so much of that, like Diesel originally trying to escape and then Fiji with the Scion knock up, and now it's his turn to trade that one back around and Fiji gets the unstoppable on him. But look, it was a great little move, but do you ever really account for a bear?
Oh, losing some steam here as the B doesn't get stunned, but gold lead's flipped. BRE in the lead, and Rod of Ages on Inori. This is the second time I've seen it. I am not a fan of Rod of Ages in the jungle, but it looks like people are building it on Volibear. They're doing the top lane build.
I have some insight into this, as I have a friend that is, I think he's GM at the moment, and he's a Volibear jungle one trick, and he absolutely adores Rod of Ages. He says, I've never felt stronger in the jungle when I'm building it.
Oh, engage coming in from Inori B here, and they're trying to chase down Idol and Yoru's flash going to come out. Yoru going to flash away to match. That's just straight summoners taken away from Inori there. And yeah, that is a good look for their bot lane.
Yeah, as Menace does get to clear out some of the vision surrounding his lane. But going back to the Volibear point, this is what we were last talking about. Yeah, he says that it's absolutely brilliant. I never felt stronger in that lane. So, yeah, there is that. Obviously, of looking back on it, we don't really like AP coming from that. That's going to be a rocket to stop a recall from an Ori B. That's cheeky. Just a little bit cheeky.
If used appropriately, can actually be very beneficial here. As Inori staying extra wave, low in mana, but idle not much better spot. That's gonna land, but no stun proc coming through. And yeah, usually you don't want to build mana in the jungle, right? Mana is usually a dump. Yeah, it's a bad stat. You do not want to be building mana in the jungle. And I mean, it's definitely very strong when you get the next item here, as now Inori B delaying Yoru the daggers to get the auto tech resets. So I could see once you get both items complete, I'm sure very, very strong for the Volibear.
I think a lot of the junglers just like it for that extra bit of AP burst that come through, and it helps you clear your camps just a little bit faster as it scales so well with Volibear. But yeah, I think it's a very good item from everything he's told me from the 1 or 2 games I've played of Volibear with the Rod of Ages. I think it does have merit. But on the other side, look at the shred damage. It looks great. The lightning strikes are doing so much. It's great.
I do like AP on Volibear, and it's such an interesting stat because it increases your attack speed, which is very unique. Not many champions have
Jack of all trades like that. Then, right, on Volibear?
Yeah, you can. I do a different Volibear stat. So
you build Navori Quick Play, which is crit attack speed. And then Rod of Ages is health, mana, AP. That's 5. Then your boots will give you another stat, which would be armor or MR. And then Dead Man's Plate, Trinities, stuff like that. You can go for a lot of it. Yeah, you could definitely get a big boost of stats from Jack of all trades.
But usually you want to go Cosmic Insight, as we have the engage from Fiji there, because Smite CD is super important. And you usually get boots as well to save money for your econ. It might be worth it. Might have to do some math and science behind it, but usually if you're going the inspiration tree, you got to get the CD and the boots. Usually,
and the boots are there. I'm not seeing the rest of it, but Menace wants to get some damage down here, as Azula will have to be very careful here. And he is not. A flash not expended, life destroyed.
Reverse solo bolo. Revenge complete, as Diesel making a lot of headway on this top turret. About a minute left on these plates. And it looks like the steam that Next Level have is just falling away here. Nori gonna walk away from that one.
Wants to get this wave down, Diesel, before that form goes, so we'll use that ult as it nearly comes up the same time you have it after a good reset. So a lot of decent work as Nori will take a concussive blow to the face. But I do want to touch slightly on some of BRE's style, is that they seem to heavily favor going towards those grubs.
Yeah, they like getting the grubs. It's a good matchup for Nard to get the grubs as well, because you know that you're going to get free time with these turrets here. And they do have snowball potential up through that top side.
Look at
Looks
that.
like they're peeling off this dragon. Wow, they just peel right off it.
I honestly expected them to go for that there and just try to risk maybe a play with Azula already being on the roam, but they're so scared of maybe that TP from the Gnar coming down that they actually peel off of it. As Inori now looking very aggressive.
Okay.
We'll see engage coming from Cuz. Will immediately step off with that Sona, and that's that healing coming through as idle. You could be in trouble here. Inori's looking for something, doesn't get any more poke with that big laser zap difference immediately. But this Baron dance is turning into a 4-hour tango.
Yeah, and it's not benefiting Next Level Esports here. Engage coming through, and Nori straight on top, and Idol has been slain. Cuz gonna follow soon after. Now Yoru trying to get out of here. Gonna flash over a wall, but Nori says, I ain't gonna let you get out of here alive. Picks up that kill. And that's the problem with doing a dance that long, especially if you're the team with the inside track Satyr. You're just giving the enemy team so much time to set up on you, and eventually they find a good angle.
Yeah, neither TP's coming from the top lane, or no communication there from the top on whether they wanted to go down towards that or not. And yeah, the Volibear engage is detrimental, and Jinx just got Goomba stomped. There was no hope there as Diesel looking to get one more Demolish proc. Will look to jump out after this one and escape, or maybe just try and finish this tower off in its entirety, as that Mega Gnar will give them a nice little sizable chunk of health back and they might be able to stay. We do see a TP in the mid lane from Azula, and Menace will be recalling, looking to reset themselves, low on mana, but Hex Gates activating Hex Soul. How do you feel about Hex?
It's definitely busted. The slow, just the slow alone is crazy. AoE slow procs, especially with a team like BRE's, would be very, very difficult to get away from. They just chase you down to the ends of the earth here. Oh, Inori, I don't know about this one for a B here. Gosh,
yeah, it's a good engage coming through as the stun does land, but they're still cautious of going forward and don't want to go any further than that, is because we'll call that one off as Azula and Menace are now fighting a little bit in the mid. A couple of pings going down, but nothing else really happening, as Inori B will once again use the amazing terrain ability to fire more zaps, while Jinx can just do it. Oh, Diesel. Unstoppable immediately comes through to stop that Gnar from hitting that wall, and Fiji doing their best to step away from this one. Trinity Force completed into the Thornmail, and Diesel getting the better of the trades, but lethal never seems to be there.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you could go Black Cleaver, especially if you know it's a tank and they're going to go armor. Just a bit of a personal preference here, as we're going to see this fight all over again. And here's the dance. They're walking around. I did feel scared for Idol here. Not enough vision over the wall. And finally, BlackRock Esports says, let's get to it. I see a fight in the mid lane, though, on our main screen. Inori going to be
now. We have to watch this. Inori. Oh, it's the Orianna combo as well. Just eviscerates
they did it beautifully. So they land that combo. No chance for Idol in that one. And even though the stun's going to land, not much hope they have after that one. And BlackRock Esports, I would say, kind of cementing a lead now in this game.
Yeah, but we want to see it cleaner. And even the coach said themselves, they didn't throw, but we want to see them completely dominate this one from start to finish. They've got their Drake, they've got their 6 Grubs, they're now working on that Rift Herald. They're slowly chipping away at towers. They've got that top one. It's a near perfect game for the bot and top right now. Let's see if they can keep that up, as they don't lose their towers. They don't die. They could be coming out of this one heroes with great KDAs. Just a matter of cleaning up the rest of these team fights, not overextending and making any mistakes. I think that Blitz hook will make a big difference, though, on some of those.
I mean, Blitz is not in this game, unfortunately.
That's what I mean, like from last game with Inori B getting caught.
Yeah.
Well, call back to that Baron where your Senna gets yanked over a wall and eliminated, and that can open up a lot of opportunities for them. But you know what, Chris? Just go off on your own. I don't
know if Inori B is going to be solo clearing vision around a Baron in this game. I just have a feeling. As Asila getting caught up by Menace, already below half. The barrier is going to come out from Archangels, and there's just enough damage in the tank. A B steals it. Going to steal the kill away from Menace. And this is the point. So you're making mention to it earlier, Sader. This is the point in the game where if BlackRock Esports cleanly finish out this game, they're going to redeem themselves a little bit from the game one. They're going to say to the other teams, okay, we do have the ability to clean out a game. We have that level of macro and understanding in the mid game, as Inori B going to be dodging the Braum Q. And that's where we'd be like, okay, they're a top team. They have the early game, they have the macro level to match, and that's when they become scary.
That is when they become scary, and I'm actually liking the Zeke's coming through from Inori now, and that means more aggression off the top. And I think this is the big difference for how well they'll be able to play it. Inori being on this heavy engaged champion that sends themselves in, I think that might be a difference maker, as Diesel will take a couple of tower shots for his troubles and could be in a little bit of trouble himself, as Cuz does not land it over the wall. Good prediction, but does not land it. Cuz will now step off of that one, as I don't think he'll be winning that fight with all this pressure going on in the mid lane. You see Inori getting ready. Maybe go over this wall. Decisions need to be made here. And that's not one of them.
And the follow-up into the knock-up here. And it looks like Nori is out of there with the shockwave. Going to be picking up the kill. Nori B jumps, dives into the fray, picking up the kill or an ultimate, but it might be just a little bit too late. Diesel going to transform into Mega Gnar. And it looks like they've already fought their way into a victory here.
Yeah, they've definitely won this skirmish, and it'll take one reset, but they won't be able to get that as Rift Herald will come through. Jinx is not strong enough yet with just that Kraken Slayer available, as there will be a flash in from Inori. The cleanse will get Idle back out, but here comes the second crash. Will they be able to kill that Rift Herald in time? No, they won't. It lands, and Inori will get caught. Flash forward to take out the Jinx. Is that a big enough pick? It does open up the tower. It does open up the possibility of an inhib, and that was a heads-up play from Inori B, but Inhib will stay safe. They will weather the storm, but the damage they took, that ship is sinking.
Yeah, too much damage here. Cuz trying to punish this overstay, but there is no team fight to be had. They're down a carry. And so far, the comments that we said about Next Level Esports' comp, right? The way that we described their victory is not happening. They're not fronting to back. Their tank has basically been at 0 fights, and I'm not blaming Fiji, but that's just how things are happening. And they're not getting their standard front-to-back gameplay, and it's just so difficult to win outside of that.
They're not really getting opportunities to play that way. It always seems to be numbers advantage fights for BRE into objective control. Like that Rift Herald opens up so much more for them.
Oh, the proc. Oh,
yeah,
the percent
Fiji's in
damage.
trouble. Yeah,
Fiji's
we do
gonna
love to
dive
see a Nar do this, though. Isn't it great to see Nar again?
The Black Cleaver plus the Trinity, just melting the Ornn with the percent health damage. Yeah, now it's so difficult to get Fiji into the fights, because if Fiji leaves the turret for a second, well, Diesel's just going to be picking those up on the side lane anyway.
And all the farm is now disappearing once again. It's giving me back to flashbacks of pre-15 Cuz last game, where walking into your jungle, everything's gone. Try to go to the top side, there's an Inori sitting in there with Zyra stealing your camps anyway, and then just returning to his own jungle. Cuz was eaten alive in that last game, and now he will be starved of everything, including his life, as he's now in a little bit of trouble as he tries to re-enter his jungle. There comes the hop, there comes the pop, and Cuz, say goodbye.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, Cuz, get out of there, Cuz! Get out! Okay, Cuz gonna make their exit. Levels up on the way out. I thought Cuz was gonna re-engage for a second, but Cuz makes it out alive. And without Baron, this is some turret destruction. D-Soul does get knocked up. Gonna transform Mega Gnar. That's extra HP in the tank. Yoru now gonna be the focus. Flash over the wall. I guess this is gonna be a petering out team fight. But we can see the strength of BRE already.
Yeah, they are very, very strong. Also surviving all of that. It's Nar that's built damage, but is still quite tanky. Also working towards a wit's end by the looks of things. So looking to get more attack speed. And that Baron is just disintegrating with 0 answer. And even 2 members of BRE step back. Like, they're really not contesting us here.
Yeah, I guess they're expecting it, but the vision gives it away. They're not coming. And no trade happening either. So this is all turrets up so far. And okay, Satyr, BRE, looking a lot better in this game in terms of macro, overall cleanliness.
Yeah, cleanliness is one way to put it. It's less messy, I think, is a better way to put it. I wouldn't say it's super clean, but
I'm just saying, is this a step up in the level of gameplay in closing a game? For
exactly. I'll agree with that. I wouldn't agree with cleanliness, but yeah, for a step up,
it's not squeaky clean, okay, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah, small mistakes, but yeah, very, very happy to see how well they're playing. They just need to close it out now. From a Baron push, it should be very, very easy for them. They have an inhib to take, which will open up pressure right down the middle, and that's one of the shortest lanes, and that always does kind of worry you when it's mid. If they take the bot side, they should open up all the possibilities for more Barons. Diesel is going to open up the possibility of death, though, unless they can hop this one correctly. The slow already procs, the wind becomes light, and they get knocked back in, and it should be an easy pickup from this position, as there will be no Mega Gnar even charging. But on the other side, charging forward is BRE's. Inhib 1 has fallen down towards that bot side. They will immediately rotate, looking to get that second one, and regardless of the death, Diesel has done his job.
All right, they're moving their way onto the second inhib, and I'm pretty sure they were going to lose these inhibs anyway. So they get a kill onto Diesel out of it. It does accelerate the game a little bit, and now Blackrock Esports 2 inhibs have the opportunity to just push down topside, take the win right here, right now. Cuz in the jungle, all alone.
Menace, do they have enough? There's another flash being burned over that wall. That's 2 we've seen over that one. The minion.
No! No! Oh, cuz
We can't let
he
that go,
didn't
Noise.
have to
Turn it
do
off. Turn
that.
it off. Turn it off. It's
He didn't have to
disgusting.
do that, cuz. Okay. Well, Inori gets the snipe. That is very satisfying when you do that as Volibear. I will have to admit. If you get a kill with the E, it just feels amazing. As Inori gonna be making their attempt onto Scylla with Diesel, and that is Talia down. Diesel moving on to Fiji, just decimating the health bar here. No knock up from Fiji, as
Oh,
well as the knockback into the wall. Diesel on this Gnar, an absolute monster in this game. And this is something we were more or less expecting from BlackRock Esports here. They're just going to pick up Cuz one more time just for fun. Fountain Laser going to pick up one as Inori is all business. Going to be picking up the Nexus. And it is going to be a 2-0. And they finally get the clean win that we were expecting and asking for.
we were asking for it, but we still wanted to see it in 2 games, Crims. There's still that worry in the back of our minds, especially with all of the work you've been putting in to watch all of the games and see all the rest of it. I'm just a casual spectator jumping along, but I think for all the hype I've had for BRE, I think every single game should be along the lines of Game 2. Game 1 showed a little bit of weakness for me, especially, but we will see them move on, and maybe we'll get the results from some of the other games as well, hopefully in the next few minutes, and then we'll be able to relay them to you. But BRE will be moving on, while NLE, sadly, will be now out of the open qualifiers. That is their final game here with us, and I have to say there is some real talent there, and honestly a lot of credit I think has to go over to Fiji for how well they control that top side against someone that is so highly requested to watch. Like, Diesel has fans.
Yeah, Diesel is no doubt a good player, and Fiji going up against Diesel on that top side with, I want to say, basically no help at all. Just solo up there, and was able to stand strong as long as they could. And I say that was a good effort, and credit goes to Fiji. Spinning it over to Zyla, getting a solo bolo on Menace, having some standout moments in game 1 and 2. I have to say, promising from the mid laner of Next Level Esports. And what did you think about Idol getting subbed in here for the last 2 series? And I thought did a pretty stand-up job.
For a team that, like, let's be honest, Idle stepping in probably didn't actually have that much scrim time or synergy built up in game 1. Looked like their shining hope, looked like their best opportunity going forward, and I'm really excited to see what Idle will do next time around, the next open qualifiers. If he stays with this squad or joins a new squad, I think that could be a key pickup for some teams. I'm thinking of some teams in my head right now that could definitely use someone that can play like that. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what Idle can do, and I think that bot lane was stronger than I expected going into the Inori B combo. Also, the 3 of them they need to rename or something, like Inori AB AB, like that. That's just,
They
it's
should
way
just
too much.
be, yeah, they need to be like A, B, C. Keep it simple for us here on the desk.
Inori, Honey, and a B, and that
Okay.
just makes more sense. But yes, yeah, I think a lot of congratulations go over to BRE, especially for game 2. Really excited to see them on that end. For NLE, commiserations, and I can't wait to see what you cook up in the future. But that will be all from myself and Crims, and we will be back very soon for more of these open qualifier games, hopefully. But other than that, join back Titan for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for more great league action. We will see you all then. Have a great evening.
I'm walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. town to town, from London to Taiwan.